Well, welcome back to another episode of Ring Rage Report. It's myself, Sig, and over there we have Rog. And we're going to be covering Bad Blood.
Slow down. Breathe. Breathe. We, we have time. We don't have to fly through it.
I feel like we're flying through it because there's only 5 matches now.
Yeah, I don't like that they've dropped to it, but I guess it works.
Well, they're the non-4 big Premier Live events are dropping out of 5 to 6 matches. And then the big PLEs, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania, they're supposed to be doing 9 to 10 matches. And then next year, SummerSlam gets 2 nights. So
I think I do 9 matches for Rumble, especially with the 2 Rumble matches.
I don't know. That's just kind of the
But I
layout.
can see that one being small just because
Yeah,
of the 2 Rumble matches in
yeah.
it.
Unless they do, no, yeah, unless they do 2 nights. I know that's the rumor that's coming out of the mill right now is all 4 big pay-per-views will be 2 night events here in the next 3 years. SummerSlam will be next year, will be 2 nights, and then after the year after that, Survivor Series, and the year after that, Royal Rumble. So where they can do a men's Royal Rumble on night 1, women's Royal Rumble on night 2, and kick off properly for WrestleMania.
I'm down for that. I mean, that's fine. They want to do it that way. I'm not opposed to it. I don't mind the 2-day WrestleManias right now.
As long as they're good matches, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
A couple
they've
years
put
ago, it
together
was a waste.
decent. It was, but yeah. They had some decent, but it was some were forced or pushed a little too much.
As he who shall not be named was in charge.
True. I did watch some of that, by the way. I'm on episode 4, I think.
Oh, oh, you're over the hump. Episode 4 and 5 is like modern era stuff. You should.
Yeah, so it was.
So what
Yeah,
you?
so it was
What you?
interesting to see to hear it come out of his mouth and the way that he phrased a lot of things. Um, he humanized himself a lot more than I thought he was going to. He
Yeah.
didn't seem as a complete prick as a lot of times you see him as,
Yeah.
but you can also see that he is the exact Mr. McMahon character in real life, and you can also just see as a businessman that he is, the way that he carries himself, the way that he talks.
So funny
There are
because,
plenty of stories that are out there.
which is funny because he's the only one. I don't know if you're in the episode yet. He's the only one that he has been on the record multiple times saying, no, 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 Vince McMahon is different than Mr. McMahon. These are 2 different entities. I am nothing like Mr. McMahon. I was like, are you though?
I
Because
mean,
everyone else is saying, oh, they're the ones that.
yeah, they see the exact same. He is that or just over the top, or maybe behind the cameras. He's not, or away from everybody. He's not. But it's funny that like nobody know. He says that nobody knows. A lot of people said nobody knows exactly how he is or who he is
Yeah.
because nobody really gets to know him, which is smart on his part because of how sneaky his shit is.
Yeah.
Because it just shows how much he holds when it comes to his own lifestyle.
In the I may be spoiling some things, but I'm pretty sure episode 4 is basically where it starts tapering off and gets lame. Bruce Pritchard, um, at the end, he gets asked about like the Netflix because he asked a couple episodes before it went live, and he said, "Oh, you guys just like demonized him, made him out to be the biggest villain and everything. He's this pure man, basically." That's but great praises for about Vince McMahon, the way he justifies everything of the past is saying, Vince would never do any of this stuff because my wife, was dying of cancer and was given 2 or 4 years left of her life. And now that was, 12 or 17 years ago. And she's still here. Why? Because he paid for the best medical doctors out there. He paid for all of this. He made sure that she had the best hospital care possible. He would never do anything like you guys said. He would, no. You guys are just grossly overestimating everything. and blowing out proportions.
Well, no, nobody says that he didn't do anything good for anybody. It's just the shitty stuff that he did do. Like you can do everything right and still do shitty stuff. You're still a bad person. So it doesn't cover up the fact that the shit that you did.
Yep.
It just puts the sheet over the people that don't want to believe it because of the good stuff that he's done
Yeah.
for them.
I mean, it's a. I like the documentary. I thought the Mr. McMahon Netflix documentary was really well, and I got annoyed with every episode being like, "This took place before." All interviews, like, I get it. Okay, we get it. Got it. Cool. Understood.
Yeah.
And wait till the last episode, because the last episode is post 2022. Post when everything comes out, when he gets kicked off the board, when he retires, and then when he leaves. So that's an interesting episode.
Which makes me wonder if they're gonna do the way that they did the Jinx. I don't know if you ever saw that one. It's on. I think it's on HBO Max. But they were doing a documentary with the guy that was set up for murder. He supposedly killed his neighbor, killed his wife, and one of his friends, and was never caught though. He's a billionaire family out of New York City. It's called the Jinx. Is that? But the first season was them talking to him, and then they started to realize what had happened, and they started connecting dots, and it wasn't what it was. The second season was them pretty much turning everything in and covering the trials and everything of like, oh, you are a villain, you are a bad guy. So everything we took from the first season, now we're going to expose it all in the second season. So you have your good side and then your bad side, as the season goes on.
Just like Tiger King. I mean, a lot worse, but
it was one of the best Netflix documentaries ever done. Was it for COVID?
All I know is Carol Baskin killed her husband. That's all I know. I never watched it.
You never watched it?
I couldn't get into it. I love documentaries, but that is just
it was so over the top and so good. So good.
The fact that my wife was like, "Oh, you should watch this." Keep in mind, pandemic era. You should watch this. Yeah. Come watch this episode with me. I was like, "This is stupid. What the fuck's?" Okay, well, this is what you need now.
It was good.
Too much.
It was so good. It's just a train wreck after train wreck. So good.
I don't know if they'll do a follow-up though for Mr. McMahon. I mean, if
they probably won't. I'm saying they could if they want to do it that way. Yeah, and this one I think, like I said, the Jinx. I think it was from 2015 was the first season, and then the next season came out this year.
Okay, I'll look it up. That sounds familiar, but 2015 is a long time ago too.
Yeah.
I wasn't even a dad back then. I was just a husband. I would play video games all the time. I went to work 40 hours a week, if not more. Because I had no kids. Nah, stay at home.
Plenty of them.
No, the documentary is really good. And like episode 4 and 5 were nothing to me. Like it's like, oh, this is all modern era. This is, Attitude Era, this is Attitude Era. So this is, the end of Rock and Austin, and then leads into John Cena and Randy Orton, and they're really, really well put together. But the first episode or two, when they talk about like the Ring Boys, I was like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
didn't know about that. Makes sense.
No,
I believe it 100%. Didn't know about that. Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay. Awesome. And the fact that I can't think of the wrestler that was being interviewed. There was Hulk Hogan and an old school wrestler. I can't think of his
Atlas?
name. Yeah, Atlas. There we go. And he was just fucking blunt about everything.
He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, he told it all. And then the fact that there was an episode where he talks about you didn't want to be a woman in that industry. And the fact that they would parade him around, I was like, that's believable, but it's one thing to be like, oh, you hear all these rumor mills type situations, and then just for him to be like, yeah, absolutely, 100%, it happened. No shame. But you gotta understand that was the 70s, it was the 80s, it was different times. Yeah, no
I guess
social media.
justify it any way you want to.
No social media.
Yeah, yeah,
That's fine.
yeah. So it was a lot of stuff like that. And Tony Ellis doesn't give a shit. I mean, what are you gonna do to him? He's had a decent life, and he's at this point he's paid for a lot of stuff as well,
No. So,
health wise and everything else too. So he doesn't give a shit.
I mean, I wouldn't either. Froze him. And fuck with it.
So,
Done everything you
but
could.
I did not know that there was a screw job done before the Bret Hart Shawn Michaels with what's her name, female champion that wasn't going to give up her title. It
Sunny?
was in documentary as well. No, way before, back in the 70s. Vicky Red or something. I can't remember her name. It was in a documentary. She talked about she wasn't gonna give up the title, and then they pretty
Oh,
much
yeah.
just
Yeah.
pinned her. It was the first, so I didn't know anything about that. I was like, oh,
Wasn't
it's almost
Sunny.
the exact same thing. No,
Yeah. I knew about that one. Because
I didn't know anything about it.
that was a big thing when like every now and then when Bret Hart likes to bring up the past and just relive old shit.
That's all he does.
Yeah, he mentions that one from time to time, saying that his screw job was a lot worse than hers.
I would believe that, but also he's also a woman scorned at this point. Like he's 100% against anything that is Vince.
Yeah.
He's nothing. I get where he comes from because he's 100% old school wrestling, Hart family, all that. But he absolutely hates the new generation of everything. He's
He
he's your get off my lawn wrestler.
him him and Hogan just absolutely annoyed the shit out of me in that documentary. Mostly Bret. Like I'm not big on Hogan to begin with. I'm definitely not big on Bret because of everything he's doing now. Just leaves such a nasty taste in my mouth. But when he first gets introduced on camera, and he's like, I was the face of WWE. I was carrying everybody. It was because of me at WWE. Like me. It's like shut the fuck up. It was not just you. They just finally found somebody
Oh yeah.
that could be on the same uh, plateau as Hogan. And if it came down to it, if they could have Hogan or you, I bet you $1 billion they would have taken Hogan back anytime and said, "Come work with us again, Bret. Go away, no problem."
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
then uh, everything with Hogan too, the fact that it's like okay, and I said before, we're like, there's a lot of times like, if you could remove one wrestler from this lineup, who would it be? I've always said Hogan because he doesn't just like a lot of stuff from WCW era, and now he controlled all of it. He had his hand in the storyline and creativity. He said, "I will not lose. I will not drop the belt." And he's very much a self-centered, egotistical dude, and still prevalent in his videos or in the documentary when even Vince was like, "I told him to just admit you take steroids." Same night he goes on talk show, "I don't take steroids. I've only been shot 3 times in steroids because of injuries." This all could have been gone away if he would have just did what Vince did and just said,
Yeah.
"Yeah, okay, I did it. I do it. Like, cool, whatever." No, dumbass, you had to fucking lie and just make it so much worse for everybody else. But I will give it to him. Hogan was the initial face of WWF/E, but still, him and Brett at this point could just fucking right off into the sunset, stop being on TV, go away. You are forgotten times, and it needs to be forgotten times. Hogan more so than Brett because, I'm pretty sure he was on a lot of things that Vince was on or doing.
Oh, as far as steroids?
Steroids,
Are you talking
women,
about just
drugs,
oh yeah. Oh, 100
scandals.
percent. Probably. There's no doubt in that. I mean there's probably a vast majority of the entire roster that was on that. I
Yep.
mean there's few and far between that there probably weren't.
I'm just saying, I have a hard
So
time believing that everything Vince is doing right now, Hogan wasn't a part of this back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Just saying.
and we'll see because it's I don't think nothing's gonna come out of anything.
It's way too long ago, so it won't matter.
So
I'd say it badly, but anyways, enough about the documentary. Let's get on to the real purpose of this episode, which is the upcoming PLE for October the 5th.
Yes.
October 5th, Bad Blood. Which, first off, I'm glad we brought back an old school pay-per-view name, PLE name. I'm done with these fucking new names. Stick with the old stuff. Leave it alone. The name doesn't even matter. The 5 matches on this card is CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in Hell in a Cell. Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. Then we have the Women's World Championship, Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley, with Dirty Dom suspended in above the ring in a shark cage.
His second custody battle match he's had in his entire life.
It won't be the last. Then we have Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus Solo and Jake Fatu. And then lastly we have Women's Champion Nia Jax versus Bayley. Start with that match. I guess that's honestly the least interesting one for me. So, thoughts?
Like, I don't even. Cool that Nia Jax finally got the title, and it's just Bayley the entire time again. With Tiffany just kind of popping in and out. I know they had their thing back and forth. She grabbed her by the neck and threatened her last week. I don't know if we're going to see a cash in at all. I know that Nia is probably going to walk out with this one. I don't see Bayley winning. I don't think there's anything to talk about this match. Like, yay. I really have nothing to say about it. I don't know.
I'm a little annoyed that it wasn't Naomi put against Nia. Like, I get why they're doing Bayley for her rematch and everything, but like Naomi would have been better. Just have a different change of pace, different face. But yeah, there's not much to go with this one. I really don't have any prediction that's worth a damn for this match. My thought says to have that they would have Bayley win, to then let Tiffany Stratton cash in, and at that point, I kind of feel like it would be a failed cash in because Nia Jax would stop her after the bell has already been rang and cost Tiffany the match because she cashed in. I think Tiffany gets involved, so that's my only thing. It's like part of me says Bayley wins, Tiffany cashes and loses, or they're both down in the ring. Tiffany comes in, cashes, and pins Bayley, and Nia Jax loses the title to Tiffany, and then we have this feud of the princess and the queen.
Yeah, because that's going to happen, and without the briefcase, they really have no storyline. Either Nia holds the title or Tiffany gets it. I don't think Bayley wants to have an almost killer storyline between Nia and Tiffany. I see Nia retain it, and then Tiffany botches it somehow, messes it up, but she still retains it. But then they end up having a match at some point, and she can lose the match but still cash in at the same time during the same match type thing. So I don't know.
Yeah. I'm an unfortunate partner with you. I'm gonna partner with you. Just do Nia Jax because it makes no sense for Bayley to win unless Tiffany's gonna cash it. But even then, we're gonna milk that storyline for at least another month and run it into Survivor Series.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next up, let's just do Damian Priest versus Finn Balor.
This one I have high hopes for. I do think it's going to be a good match. Obviously, these two can wrestle. They have chemistry together. I'm curious to see how much outside interference happens because there will be something of some sort.
It'll be more than sound, but okay.
But I don't know if it's going to be. I don't think Dominic gets involved.
No.
I don't think because of his other match, but with Carlito and Bobblehead, they'll more than likely pop out. But I'm curious with the signing of the Lucha Bros if they're going to have any feud with Judgment Day to go after the titles that they have and stay away from SmackDown.
Well, don't count the Lucha Bros because Tony Khan tacked on penalty time for Phoenix.
He did? I didn't see that.
That came out like 3 or 4 days ago. People are calling for Tony Khan to let him go because they don't want to be there anymore. Because Rey Fenix was injured several times. So they tacked on the same thing that WWE does.
Oh my gosh.
So, which is the first time they're playing dirty because the Lucha Bros been very vocal about we don't want to be in fucking AEW. Let us go. And by the time they did, they got signed with WWE, and WWE even like not tweeted about, but like made it known that they signed the Lucha Bros. And it wasn't even a week later that Tony Khan came out and said, "Ooh, Rey Fenix's contract actually is going to get extended because he was injured." So we'll see what comes of it.
Okay. Nope, I didn't know anything about that. So they squash that idea, but I do think that's where they end up is feuding with Judgment Day at some point.
Yeah.
Not this weekend, then apparently if Tony Khan wants to be a dick.
And we'll see. That's the last thing I saw about it, and that was Saturday.
Okay.
Things could still change, and Tony Khan could just be like, "Fine, whatever, I lost," and just give it to Paul Levesque and let him have it. So,
in my head, it makes more sense for him to be on Raw.
well, yeah, because that's where Dominic's at. That's where Rey Mysterio's at.
And then going into Netflix, because the way that they have they're a lot more hardcore and crazy when it comes to their matches as well. So it would benefit Netflix more.
We still won't get a lot of hardcore and blood matches. Like they're still going to keep that to a minimum.
Oh no, I'm not talking like AEW style, what they've done in the past with them, but as far as what they're capable of doing.
Oh yeah,
I think it fits more on Netflix than it would anything else.
But anyways,
still AEW as well.
Well, AEW though is like over the top of like their Blood and Guts pay-per-view is like that's a calm title to the bizarre crazy shit. And the fact that Moxley is just able to go in there and shed gallons of blood. Same with Daniel Bryanson and be like, "It's fine."
Yeah, no, I'm not talking like that crazy, but yeah. So with this,
I like those matches, but one per pay-per-view is enough. You don't need to have every fucking match on the card. Anyways, Damian Priest versus Finn.
I think it'll be a fun match to watch. I think Damian wins this one as well, and Finn just gets to cry off into his corner with the help of Bobblehead and Carlito. But I think Damian walks out with this one.
I think Damian has to win to be in the position of power and to look dominant, like an actual, reputable fighter or wrestler. But at the same time, I'm sure you've seen it if you haven't. Everybody's saying the same thing about Finn Balor. Is like they have to let him squash Priest. Let him just, even if it's Judgment Day coming out and just beating the holy hell out of Priest, Finn has to win. So where Judgment Day looks like a formidable faction. So right now, they've been single-handedly dominated by Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. Since, can't do intergender, but...
Oh no, but she can beat the hell out of whoever she wants. I hate that so much. It bugs me.
I'll get into that actually with the next match, but Damian and Rhea won last time, and you hate this, but this is going to be a three-peater, you know it, because this is going to lead into War Games.
Yeah, but I don't think they'll be Do you think that should be the War Games match with him?
For Raw, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. Who else do they
I
have?
was I was hoping on Wyatt 6 to do something, but there's no storyline there to really build things
No.
for War
You would
Games.
have Judgment Day, which is Finn, JD, Carlito, and Dirty Dom. And then you would have Priest, Jay, and 2 others. Maybe Jimmy. Not Jimmy, likely though. I've seen rumors of Braun Breaker teaming up with them because now he's babyface apparently. So
Yeah.
I just want this whole storyline to be done because I'm sick of seeing all of Judgment Day. Like, it's not as good of a storyline, and I hate that I have to say this. It's not as good or solidified of a storyline as the Bloodline. Like, at least the Bloodline one makes sense, and there's like continuity between each week, and it adds up to a massive payout. This does nothing. They kicked Priest and Rhea out. Cool. Priest and Rhea won. Cool. What's the payoff gonna be? Unless it's Jay teaming up with Priest and Rhea and feuding with Dominic and having a title defense there where he loses and wins it back or something. Like, it just, there's nothing there. This needs to die and let them face Wyatt 6 or some other faction.
I definitely think it's cool that Jay won the title and everything, and now that they're, that just kills Braun Breaker's momentum of anything at this
Yeah, I think
point.
he did.
Because now he's babyface. He came out, gave him props, and walked away. And so it's like, okay, yeah, now he's there. But the Jay popping in with Damian every now and then randomly, who else are they going to bring in? Are they going to bring in Braun, like you had said? And then some other random person?
I don't know.
Like, it's a very hard one, I think, to piece together, but it makes sense of them just doing stupid shit like that to have a War Games match on Raw. But I do think Damian wins it though. I don't know. It could be a toss up too, in my opinion.
Play
He's
devil's
kind of just being
advocate.
held up.
I might give it to Priest or give it to Finn, and
Mhm.
it's gonna be due to Judgment Day, not because Finn actually wins it. Because if it stays legit 1-on-1, Priest has it. But since Judgment Day will get involved, it'll be Finn Balor wins it. So I don't think Dominic gets involved at all, but
I don't know.
you never know. I mean, he's in a shark cage again.
They'll let leave him up there all the whole PLE. Entire time he'll be up there.
Honestly, I'd
You
be
guys
okay
take
with
him
that.
down.
I'd be okay with that. So, all right, and then speaking of Judgment Day and Rhea Ripley, next up is Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. This is match 3, 2. Is this also 2? No, 3. Because they had a 1-on-1 and then they had a mixed tag match.
Next tag, yeah.
So yeah, so this is her 3rd match against Liv. Just making sure this can't be dragged on. There's part of me that wants Rhea to win this because she as long as she's healthy and fucking healed, she'd be more dominant force the second time around. Liv just hasn't done much and she's running away. I get she's a heel, but that's her only tactic every time. And at some point, you no longer look like a heel, you just look like a freaking rat who's squirming away at every instance. I think that does more harm to a character than, standing up. So
Yeah.
I also think, Dom's locked up, so Rhea has to win.
I'll be locked up. It is. I can't see Rhea as a women's champion again. She will be at some point, but she has nowhere to go but up from her last run of being very stale and just flat out boring to even watch. But without Liv, I'm trying to look and see who even would be. I mean, there is who else is there that she could have a feud with of anything? Because apparently Becky's done, right?
Yeah, she's officially not. Well, she's not retired. She's just not wrestling anymore. She's not on the roster.
I mean, unless you're gonna straight up start pushing Zoe again
And they could.
or Shayna,
Got
but I mean, one of those three might be the one. Her, Sonya, or Shayna, Sonya, or Zoe.
I think
Those
corrected.
three.
Becky is still listed as a Raw active wrestler.
Yeah, she's still on here, but I don't know if she's officially been.
She hasn't re-signed or anything, so unless they keep that on track under cover.
Yeah.
Let's see. Asuka, she's set to make her return. Io Sky has already been talking shit. I guess Ivy Niles, maybe. That's a push, though. Liv, Lyra, Valkyrie. There's always Natty. Just do another 12 matches with Natalia again.
Just no.
You have Rhea Ripley. You have Sonya Deville. You have Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark and Selena Vega. I think Sonya Deville will be in the toss up at some point. We will get Sonya in the women's championship match. They'll know when, but they're definitely positioning her that way. I mean, yeah, right now you only have Liv and Rhea are your two like top females.
I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Io. She can definitely wrestle her ass off. Valkyrie can also.
She was boring as a women's wrestler. Her promos sucked. Granted, she also went against Bayley, who was still not that great. Like lots of miscalculations on moves.
Mm-hmm.
Asuka is still formidable, but she's maybe with Triple H at the helm now, she'll be booked better. It's not a deep female roster on Raw.
No, but I do think, like you said, I think Sonya Deville might be the next one to step in.
We'll see. But in order for that, Rhea has to win because Sonya's the heel.
Which I think she does. I think she takes it and she gets rid of that whole thing between. She lets Dom go. She just drops the Shark Tank in the middle of the ring with him in it, and he just lays there, drops on top of Liv, celebrity deathmatch style. Clay just drops on her. She's a puddle in the middle of it. So I think that'll be the end of that one, and then hopefully they move on at some point. But the whole revenge tour is over with.
Yeah.
It's stale.
So realistically, here's the layout. So if Rhea wins, Rhea can face off against, of course, Liv again, but Asuka, who's a heel, Dakota Kai, who's a heel, Io Sky, who's a heel. Ivy Niles is kind of a heel. She's too new. Who else? Sonya Deville,
We got the whole
Shayna Baszler,
squad.
Yeah, and Zoe Stark. So there's a lot of heels for Rhea to face. But if Liv stays, the faces of the women's division is Zelina Vega. You have Rhea, of course. You have Natalia. You have Maxine Dupree, Lyra Valkyria. Those two are tag teams. No, tag team. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
There's a more depth for heels than there are baby faces. And I was talking this with somebody in a Discord community because they were just kind of bagging on the current baby faces of WWE and AEW, saying just how trash baby faces are. I was like, I don't think people truly understand. It is so hard to be a face, to be a good guy. It is easy to be a bad guy. because you can just say some hateful shit, target your enemy, go after their past. You're good. As a baby
You don't have
face,
to talk.
yeah, you don't have to talk. As a baby face, you have to try really hard. You have to watch what you say, how you say it, watch your actions, how you like. It's just the whole thing. Uh, but yeah. Anyways, so who you got? I have Rhea just for depth of roster. She has more heels to face than Liv would. Plus, I'm sick of both of them. Honestly. Needs a revamp.
I have Rhea winning it
Okay.
as well. Yeah, I think that it's done over with. Storyline's dead. Been dead.
Yeah, it's been dead for a hot minute. All right. Next up, we have CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, Hell in a Cell.
The bracelet hangs from the top.
He broke the bracelet.
It just hanging in pieces.
Individual beads.
If it's not the last match, then I'm done with these two. I'm done with it. I'm over all of it. Cool. Hell in a Cell.
I think it's the last one because even Pierce said on Monday, like, we're done. This story's over. This saga's over. This will not continue any further. Like, Pierce is done. Punk is done.
The GM's like, okay, guys, we're done. Simple. No, one more. We can do this. We got one more. No, we're done. You can have your match. You're done after this.
It was Drew this last time.
Either one, just like.
And seeing Punk's the one that's like, I've moved past. I'm done with Drew. We're no more. I'm looking towards the future. I'm looking at the World Heavyweight title. And then Drew attacked him, saying, oh, you think just because you push 4 fucking buttons, we're done? No. Look, I know I said 3-peat, but this has been going on for like almost a year and a half now. Stop.
Yes.
Stop. We're at like a 9-peat or 12-peat. 11-peat, whatever. Odd number peat.
Now I think it'll be a good match. I like it's gonna be a Hell in a Cell. I like watching Hell in a Cell matches. It won't live up to probably some of the past ones, but it should be good.
I don't know. CM Punk's had some pretty good Hell in a Cell matches.
I just don't think it's gonna be the caliber that they have been in the past. I'd love to be proved wrong. I'm going into it with low expectations.
I have low expectations for all these matches.
No, it's not a crazy card, but it'll be a good match. I'm not expecting it to be like crazy.
I think
yes, they'll throw each other around and everything. Nobody's gonna throw on top of it like they should every time.
I think this will be. I don't know. So here's my thought on the being thrown off the top. It's very well known now that CM Punk wants to take NXT over from Shawn Michaels. And Shawn Michaels has given the blessing of, yes, absolutely. I'm all for it. Could we see that sooner than WrestleMania? No. But if there were to be, say, an accident that would prohibit Punk from wrestling again and let him be written off for a little bit and then go over to NXT and let Shawn have it break and kind of get a feel of how CM Punk would puppeteer everybody. Be a good way to let him finish out the year, heel, and run NXT for a little bit. And he could take the bump. He can't take the bump. He's too fucking old at this point. But I don't know. What are we, 1-1?
I think he's got another year and a half, 2 years in before he's done. Before he really starts to take over anything.
I think he has till WrestleMania. I think WrestleMania is his coup de grace. He's done.
He's gonna have something with Cena.
Cool. Royal Rumble.
Now they'll have more.
Elimination.
They'll have something mid-year.
Survivor Series.
They'll have something. I don't think he's going to be done in a year. I think he's got a couple of years left. And he'll be done. I mean, transition to that or whatever, be cool, but I really don't know who wins this match. to be honest.
This has the here. Thing with this though, maybe it's because I have low expectations. I feel like this has the match should be meet my expectation, which is okay, cool. It was an okay match, or to be match of the night, depending upon just how fucking brutal and chaotic this gets. It has
Punk
that
has no
potential.
problem taking bumps. McIntyre has no problem taking bumps either, or being hit with something, or hung
But
from something.
it's how far can they go? Or that WWE's gonna let them go. If they
But
can
I think the
go,
thing is how far they want to go, because I think CM Punk will go all the way as far as it
I,
needs to.
I think they both would. I think it's gonna come down to like basically the in-ear mic or in-ear headset of the ref going, no, no. Triple H said, don't do that. Nope. You were told not to do it. Don't do it. You can do this spot instead. I don't know. I haven't an inkling on this one that it's just it has the possibility of being just a banger of a match.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah, it does. You have two wrestlers who are very well seasoned and can do what they do in ring, no problem. They've had 36 matches together, no problem. They can keep doing what they do, but you know, you have to do something with this to where it just ends. Somebody's got to die, so that's always going to end. So, last match for
Death.
somebody.
It's the
This
only.
this it's this Saturday.
It's the only option. Death. Just do Big Boss
So
Man style. Hang somebody inside the
that's
cage.
yeah. Just raise the ring up or the cage up as it goes.
Oh. Oh. We'll see. I'm going with Punk though, because they had to position him in a manner in which he is primed to go after the title, and Punk losing takes him out of the title picture.
I think McIntyre wins it, and that just does fuel to the fire for Punk. Of I have to reinvent myself or do something to motivate myself because
He hasn't fucking reinvented himself in 20 years.
let him do something else.
Sorry, 10 years. My bad, everyone.
Let him come out chugging beer, smoking cigarettes after this match. Complete change. No X's on his hands. Makeup over his tats.
He has X's on his hands, just white lines. You just can go.
I think McIntyre wins it, and it'll start for the initial heel turn of Punk.
Why would Punk turn heel?
Why not? He's a better heel. I hate him as a face. I don't like him a lot at all, but he's better as a heel.
I don't think he's gonna be either one. I think he's gonna be kind of like Seth and Randy are right now, where they're not good guys, but they're also not bad guys. They're kind of just that gray area right now. They can float between depending upon who their opponent is.
He's had enough of the babyface side. Granted, he was hurt for majority of it, but
Yeah.
he can now be a heel.
We'll see. We'll split. I don't care who wins this one. I think implications, regardless, will be probably next up for world heavyweight contender. So we'll see. And then the final match, which is going to cause a lot of issues for Cody. We have Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. This is going to be when we see Randy Orton turn on Cody. Kevin turns on Cody, and both of those are now heels.
It's just gotten weird with this whole bloodline thing. I don't like.
I'm done. I'm just done with Bloodline, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes. Like 4 fucking years at this point. Move on. These three have been pivotal moments to the entire storyline of Bloodline. I'm done. Let Wyatt Six take him out.
You have. Well, they're on SmackDown, they're on Raw.
They're free agents. They can move their foot.
But it's you think Cody and or Randy and Kevin turn on him?
Yes.
In what way? Like this
Well,
attack him or walk away from him?
So how it's executed? Oh, I'm not sure on that one. And the only reason why I say that is because we know it's going to happen because we're going to get Randy versus Cody. We've already seen Kevin fight back the urges, so to speak, and not just destroy Cody. So we know it's going to happen. And then these past 2 Fridays now, we have heard nothing but, or I guess one Friday because it's only been one. This last Friday, we've heard nothing but toxic spew from KO's mouth about how he can't believe Cody's partnering up with Roman Reigns, the guy who's just wrecked house and destroyed everybody and cheated everybody and never played fair type situation. And he can't believe he's partnering with him to take on the Bloodline. And then we saw, Cody cost them the match, inadvertently cost them the match. So we're gonna get it. We saw KO rip into Cody after the match, with Randy playing middle management.
Peacekeeper. Yeah.
They're with Peacekeeper, so I think it's gonna happen. I think KO's gonna turn first and then Randy. In that order, because we're already seeing KO turn. How? I don't know. I don't think they're gonna cost Solo. I don't think they're gonna cost Cody and Roman the match. Because right now my gut says that Roman's going to start the match out and we're not going to see Cody get involved too much. And it's going to be mostly Roman versus Jacob / Solo. Mostly Solo. I don't think he's going to get too handsy with Jacob just to keep that match fresher for once a one-on-one. But yeah, KO and Randy's going to somehow get involved when Tama Tonga and Tongaloa come down. And it's going to piss Roman off. Unfortunately, I have Jacob Fatu winning. I have him pinning Roman Reigns. Accosted by KO. And I don't see Solo winning because Solo's already lost to Cody several times, and when it makes sense to have Solo pin Roman, it makes for a more intriguing story to have Roman be pinned by Jacob.
And you said caused by KO and Randy?
The distraction or something. Like, they're going to be the reason why Roman gets destroyed by Jacob. Jacob hits his super move on him, whatever. His finisher.
Well, I have no problem seeing Randy hit Roman with a dark KO. There's no reason that says he can't or won't do that, or KO stuns him.
Ooh,
and that's how Roman gets pinned, because then that sets up Roman and KO for a little while as well, and then Cody and Randy are friends of sorts, but KO has pretty much set himself up. He didn't do anything to Cody, but he cost him the match by stunning Reigns. And then
I like the tag team you just positioned of KO
of an RKO
and a stunner. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if it'd be both. I mean, maybe it may be one. It could be both.
They've done it before where
in that manner.
KO's stunned and then RKO gets it out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So they can do it.
I could see it happening that way because they're not physically doing anything to Cody, who's the champion, and Roman, who they have the problem with.
Yeah.
From the past. Doing it that way, costing him the match along with Cody at the same time, but then also causing harm to Roman.
The only caveat, again, I think Jacob has to be the one that pins Roman. Going to lead into what's it called? Can't think of the word. Starts with a D. Basically betrayal.
Deception?
Yeah. No. Strong word. But basically dissent. There we go. Dissension between Jacob and Solo. Where Solo couldn't get the job done, but Jacob pins. Even if it's a half-assed pin, like Ethan Page pin on Heat. I think it was Heat Wave where he got kneed in the face by Trick Williams and just falls backwards on the pin. Maybe something cheesy and quick like that. Maybe Roman gets KO'd by, or gets stunned by KO, so he's on the back, and then Randy Orton RKO's Jacob, and then Jacob just so happens to land on Roman. I just don't see. I just don't see Solo winning. Unfortunately, I see Jacob winning. It makes more sense in my head to have Jacob win, storyline wise, because it's gonna be dragged up for another year or 3.
I think Solo gets the pin. It's just more shit for him to talk. I pinned you. I'm the tribal chief, all that stuff, because of being that sort of, because it's going to set up those two at some point. But then the KO, or if it goes that way of KO or Randy having the feud with him as well, to separate that, which opens up for everything else, because they get to kind of sit back and play the puppet strings at that point, talking shit to whoever they want to.
Yeah,
because they won.
So we're both on the same page, just different sections.
Yeah,
you have Solo, I have Jacob.
Yeah, we have the same team winning, just different people pinning him.
Yeah,
and we both have Roman getting pinned.
Yes,
not Cody.
Cody cannot be pinned.
No, I don't think it makes any sense for him to be pinned.
But again, I really just think this is going to be a 1-on-2 match for the most part.
This one, I think so. I think it's a way to introduce the heel turns, or the turning their backs against Cody or something to screw Cody over.
Yeah.
In some way to create that heat or the heel turns.
I like KO more as a heel anyways. And Randy.
Yeah.
Definitely. Randy's the ultimate heel. So. Well, we'll see. I don't have... I know we said it's basically all the matches. I don't have high hopes for this match, but this is going to be one of those matches of it just feels very predictable. Like there's basically one of 4 ways it's going to go. It's going to happen. Versus like Finn and Damian. There's multiple avenues they could take this. Rhea and Liv, not pretty stagnant story.
No, I think the Hell in a Cell and the tag matches are the ones that the Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, that tag match. I'm looking forward to those two for sure.
Well, yeah, but they're all just.
I know, but those are the ones I'm really looking forward to. And the fact that this is actually at it's at fucking 5:00. Why so early? What happened to 7:00? Damn it!
I was gonna ask you about that. Where is Bad Blood taking place at? I thought this was taking place in Canada.
It's in Atlanta.
Oh,
it's in Atlanta. Remember, that's where they have, because Cody Rhodes and what's his name are sitting in the car. But I don't understand why, unless it's the kickoff at 5, and then they have.
It says the PLE starts at 6/5 Central. Not the kickoff. There's actually nothing about a kickoff on here at all, actually. Because the trailer even shows, tune into Peacock Saturday, October 5th, 6 Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Tune in Peacock October 5th, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. Like, that's all their cards. So. But that would allow them to get to 3 hours if they needed to. So I think Hell in a Cell is going to be at least a 30, 45-minute match.
Yeah. No, I don't doubt that.
Same with the tag match. That's going to be at least a 30-minute match.
Because it seems like they're trying to get away from the 10:00 end times.
Yeah.
Now they've dropped it. Supposed to drop Raw to 2 hours, and SmackDown still 2 hours. And they're done by 9.
SmackDown goes to 3 hours in January.
Yeah, I think once they shift to Netflix, I think it does.
Raw also goes to 3 hours, and NXT is now 2 hours.
Raw's going back to 3 hours
in January. Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna go. Okay.
This is only due to. There's 3 reasons. One of them was due to the political campaigns and everything going on, and sports was another one, and something else. a game show or a talk show of some sort. That interrupts the first hour of Raw. So, because remember, they don't have a contract with USA. Monday Night Raw does not have a contract with USA. It's a temporary thing. So USA had already sold the time slot of 7 to 8.
Are they starting at 8 o'clock then?
Yeah, 8 to 10.
Oh, so they're still finishing at 10 then. Okay.
Yeah. In January, we'll see a 3-hour return. And I think I thought October was when Raw or SmackDown goes to 3 hours.
So this Friday?
Yeah.
I don't know.
January 2025. Okay, yeah. WWE SmackDown will become a 3-hour show starting January 2025. Raw will return to a 3-hour format with their move to Netflix in January 2025. NXT will now officially be a 2-hour long show on CW. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So we shall see then.
Yep. I mean, that's the Premier Live event. We both had Nia on the Nia versus Bayley. Split on Damian versus Priest. We both have Rhea on Rhea versus Liv.
Damian versus Pin.
Did I say Pin?
You said Damian versus Priest.
Oh. Damian versus... I just read the words. Priest versus Balor. Whatever. Damian versus Finn. We're split. You have Damian. I have Finn. We both have Rhea versus Liv. You have Drew. I have Punk in that Hell in a Cell match. And then we both have the Bloodline with you having Solo as the final pin and me with Jacob having the final pin over Roman on both of us.
Yep.
It will be... I'm glad it's at 5 p.m. Central.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I'm not staying up until fucking butt crack of night to watch this show and spend time.
Fucking Saturday.
It's a birthday weekend Saturday.
It's not my fault you had kids at the wrong time.
It's not my fault either. She could have held the kid in another day or two. It's a joke, everyone. It's a joke.
Is it? Kidding, I'm not kidding.
Haha, it's just a joke if you're offended. It's not a joke if you're not. That's how that works. All right.
Yes.
So we shall see. Yeah, that's all I got. I'll let Rago do his spiel with the whole socials and follows and all that goody stuff.
Yeah.
Deuces.
If you're watching this, obviously it's on YouTube. Be sure to check out 2guys1 Gamepad wherever you find all your podcasts and that stuff. Check out the 2guys1gamepad.com for the
top
merch.
right corner too.
We do stuff, and then on Thursdays we play video games or Warzone. We'll just narrow it down to that. Where we have gotten better. Sig stepped up his game quite a bit.
VPN.
He's got everything about it's got a lot better. So yeah, October's been fun.
October's a sweaty month. Black Ops 6 comes out.
Yes, so it'll get interesting. That is, if PlayStation Network decides to stay up and not die.
No, I'm telling you, it's more the PlayStation. I couldn't get onto Call of Duty at all today. I tried.
No, I got them just fine today. It's just yesterday, and just no.
Nope. I would log on, get disconnected mid match, log back on. It says, "Oh, you've been disconnected from Activision servers." Shut down. Shut off my launcher. Relaunch the launcher again. Nope. Went to the Microsoft store. Used Xbox Game Pass to launch it. Crashed still. Went on to Steam. Crashed still. So
I think it's your hamster wheel internet. So it's got
fiber optics.
Whatever you want to call your hamster, I don't care. But it's fine. Oh, your hamster optic is your fucking wheel. So yeah, check us out then. And then now it's the next one. Bye, bitch.